Today I am going to be sharing with you my foundation lineup. Some of these I've had in my collection for a while, and some of these I have been testing out this last year. So I wanted to share these with you. So let me go ahead. What I'm going to be doing is testing them on my arm. And when I say I'm not good about picking out my shade, you're really going to see it, because you're going to see them right up against each other and see, like, I mean, how different they are. But what I am going to start with, and this one is called a moisturizer. It's Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer SPF 47, and I can't imagine it being a moisturizer, and I can't imagine using the amount that you would need to in order to get this sun protection. But what I like this for is there's the e.l.f. glow, as well as I think Charlotte Tilbury glow, where it's almost like a primer or something you put underneath or on top of your foundation to give you a nice glow. Me personally, I've for the longest time had oilier skin, so I wasn't really into all of that glowing makeup, but it allows you to get that kind of look. So let me just go ahead and put a little bit on here. And I am going to streak it on down. It's very, very hydrating. And it has a lot of luminosity to it. So what I'm going to do is lay them all down and let them kind of set up a little bit, and maybe then blend it a little bit. Now the next one is the CoverGirl Smoothers, and I remember using this a long time ago and really liking it, and so I picked it up this go around, and I still really like it. And this one also says it's a hydrating formula. And there you go. I mean, look at the differences in those colors. I'm glad I'm doing this, because then maybe that'll help me be able to judge a little bit better on what color, what shade I should be using. All right, and then this one is the Believe Beauty, and I wanted to try this because this is actually a dollar store brand, and I did get a brush from the dollar store. Where is it? This one. And they are so affordable. I mean, this was like $5. This was, I don't remember how much this was, but it was very inexpensive. And this is an excellent brush. Very stiff. And so I thought I would try this out. And I actually really do like this one. Okay, and there's that. And then, of course, my favorite, the Photo Focus, Wet n Wild Photo Focus. And this one comes with a little paddle. And this one is actually probably the best shade for me. So you will see the difference. So that one right there. I don't know if I have tone or color issues or whatever. I can't tell unless I'm neutral, I can't tell what tone I am. Like they say if you're warm or cool or neutral or whatever, because I look at my veins and they don't look blue or green to me. They look kind of both. So maybe I just can't tell tones or something. All right, now this one is the True Skin by Catrice Hydrating Foundation. This one I tried it once and I loved the finish, and then I never was able to make that work again. This one is Cool Rose. It's a little bit stiffer. Go. Like that. And if anybody has any suggestions for this, because like I said, it really did, the first time, I mean, I was like, wow, I really like the way that looks. And ever since then, even mixing it, trying to make it work, I just can't get it to do it. Like you can see my pores, it clings, all that sort of stuff that is just a real deal breaker for me. But if you have a trick, I am more than happy to hear about it. So this one is Renewed Hope in a Jar Skin Tint. And this is by Philosophy. And I have used this for years. And so it comes in this pot like this. And to me, it's almost moussey. Like that. And so this one's also one that really does blend nicely, covers very well, and is very light and comfortable. All right. Now this one is the L'Oreal Age Perfect 4-in-1 Tint Balm. And it looks like this. Now this one, when I wear it, I have to use a very, very stiff brush like this Believe Beauty one. It's moussey feeling, but you do have to work at it to blend. But once it's blended, it really is very pretty. I'm wearing it today, and I really do like the way it looks. Okay, so even though it's very similar to this one, which I love, it's got a little bit more of an orange to it. When I wear it, it does make me feel like I got, you know, some sun or something. It does seem to add color. If I were to repurchase this, because I do like it, I love the finish once it's done. But like I say, you kind of have to work on it. You go in with a nice stiffer brush, and then I kind of go in with my sponge and make sure that it's perfectly blended out. But that it just has quite a bit of orange in it, and this color is, that's another thing, they're kind of hard to tell because it's just medium 10. So I think they have 10s and 20s, and then it's like medium light and dark or something like that. Now this one is the Rimmel Stay Matte. And this one I used to really love too. And then I tried it again and I was like, oh, I don't like it. But there is a little bit of a trick to it. So this one is by far the thickest. Okay, and there's that one. Now I'm just adding this on just because I have it. I don't use it as a foundation. I do, however, use it as a concealer. And this one is super full coverage. And I love it as a concealer. As a foundation, it's just way too light. So if I were to want something this full coverage, I'd have to go with a different color. But then there's that. So look at all of those different shades. And they're all bought by the same person. Isn't that funny? But I would say this one, maybe this one would be good. Okay. All right. So this Josie Moran one, this one, again, I would not use it as sun protection because it would just be way too much. It's very, very glowy, and I would use this like you would use your e.l.f. Or Charlotte Tilbury, that glowing primer type product. Now this one is still very, very hydrating, and it would just be way too much on my skin all around. But to add a little bit on, where maybe you would add your highlighter or something like that. That's how I would personally use this. The next one is the CoverGirl. Now this one, it has set up and it's very comfortable. I love this one. And that one actually might not be a bad match for me. I kind of thought it was too light, but I don't know. And this one I really, really love. And it's affordable. Now the color is 730 Classic Beige. And it has been around for a while. The Believe is this one. Is this one here, which has a really nice finish. That one actually really isn't too bad. Well, it matches my arm perfectly, but my arm seems a little lighter than my face. But this one also is very comfortable. It's not super matte or anything. It says it's medium to full coverage. This one is nude. And I would say it's a nice skin finish. Not too matte, not too luminous at all. And then of course my Wet n Wild. Which is this one. And this one, I know they have matte and they have dewy. This one doesn't have any, this doesn't say matte or dewy on it. My other one that I have here actually says matte right there. And I prefer this one, I think, because it's a little bit better of a color match. But I use this one as well. And this, to me, it's a good combination. It's not matte. It's not super dewy. It's just really, really a nice satin finish, I guess you'd call it. All right. And now for the Catrice. This one here. And this one is sticky. And it's very sticky. It's a very odd finish. I know it's not like paint, but I'm trying to think what I could compare it to as far as, like, it's still very, very sticky and stiff. like I said, I just couldn't get it to work. And I tried. I did. One thing that I'll do is maybe mix different foundations. I might add facial oil to a foundation to loosen it up a little bit. And for some reason, I cannot get this one to work. It says it's a hydrating foundation, and it's got hyaluronic acid and long wear. What I just don't like about this is the way it sits on my skin. And like I said, the very first time I loved it, but it does show texture, your pores, dry spots. So this one, I couldn't get it to work. So, all right, now this Hope in a Jar is this one here. And this one is just a very light, where am I? Right here. A very light, hydrating, just a very natural finish. So I really do love this one and have used it for years. Then we've got my L'Oreal Age Perfect. And this one really has setup, and it feels nice and just very, very light. And like I say, I've got that one on today, and I did powder it. It feels kind of dewy and very comfortable. Now, the Stay Matte, which is this one, is a little bit thicker. Now, all of these except for the Age Perfect, the way I like to do it is apply it first with the brush. Well, and even this one, apply with the brush. You just want to make sure to apply with a real firm brush. I would say the same thing with this one. This one is very, very thick, and you really, again, want to work both of these products into the skin because they're thicker. They're a little bit more difficult to spread. So if you're using a real stiff foundation brush, and then I always like to follow it up with a little damp blending sponge. And that way you're getting off anything that might start settling in. And I generally do set my foundations with powder. I really don't like that tacky feeling. And I don't know if it's my imagination or not, but I always feel like if I brush over a powder, then when I go to put my blush and my other face powders on, you know, your contour, your blush, and your highlighter, it applies more evenly and better. Whereas if it's really tacky, I always think that it's going to be blotchy and that sort of thing. All right, and then lastly, the Dermacol. Again, I don't use this as foundation. This almost feels to me like a, I mean, it is full coverage. So this one, very, very hydrating still. Feels like it's definitely an oil-based thing. And I love this for my under eyes. And I have a feeling this thing is going to last. They could probably bury me with this because you just need a tiny, tiny amount. And I really do enjoy this. It's got an oil base, so it really does work well for me and my under eyes. I tend to have a little bit drier under eyes, and so it's nice having that added hydration. And this one on me is very, very brightening. So when I want that look, I definitely love having this one in my kit. So All right, well, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you have foundations that you're absolutely loving, your ride or die, please let me know. I'd love to try them out. I know that there's a lot of foundations that are out there that are excellent. Me, I've had these, and I probably could still, be with these for the next couple of years and not have to buy another foundation. But it is always nice when you find that perfect one for you. So anyways, well, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're enjoying my content, and I hope you have a great day.